In 1997, a Chinese couple moved to Canada with big dreams. They became quite successful and eventually ended up making millions. However, their marriage soon started to disintegrate and the couple eventually ended in what the Supreme Court judged unrestrained warfare. The husband, YZ, and the wife, AC, whose names have been hidden for privacy reasons, represent the age old warning that wealth is not the definite harbinger of happiness. A few years after arriving in Canada, YC started a steel wool manufacturing plant back in China. Its success allowed the couple to move into a posh neighborhood. The couple's investments in China were worth $70 million. Dollars. They had a $7 million condo and an $8 million home in Vancouver. The couple also owned two aircraft and jewelry worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. When the children turned teenagers, YZ's relationship with them started going downhill once they found out that he was having affairs with young women back in China. The fact that YZ had a short temperament and a dictatorial way of running the household alienated him further. Sometimes both the wife and the husband would engage in violent acts. The wife once threw a cup at her husband, the cut needing stitches to fix. He broke into the family home with a hammer after being kicked out, later trashed their apartment in China with an axe, and threatened to strangle his teenage daughter, according to National Post. AC eventually left YZ after the latter started asserting that his success in business allowed him to have mistresses, something that would have been culturally okay in China. To bring his wife back home, YZ spent about $1 million on a diamond ring. However, AC was unmoved. YZ had on numerous occasions become uncontrollably violent. Once he broke into the garage and was made to spend the night in jail. Even during sessions with a psychologist, YC would display immense anger against his daughter, who later on admitted that her dad had once threatened to choke her to death. The court divided the couple's assets and ordered YZ to stay away from his children unless they consent to a meeting. The daughters claimed that they would be at risk without a protection order. Several research studies have shown that there is a relationship between social class and marriage stability. According to the 2015 American Community Survey of adults aged 18 to 55 years who have been married, poorer classes saw a divorce rate of up to 46%. In contrast, the working classes had a slightly lower divorce rate of 41%, while the middle and upper class sections only had a 30% divorce rate. The same survey also showed that children of women from poor classes are more likely to be born out of wedlock. According to the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, divorces tend to increase during an economic boom. A poll conducted on the Academy's lawyers revealed that they only saw a decline in divorce cases during economic downturns. Due to an uncertain economic future, the spouses who would have divorced in a prosperous economy decide to stick on with their partners rather than separate and suffer individually. People who are more religiously inclined tend to stick it out longer than those who profess atheism, simply because their faith requires them to, while those without religious faith find it easier to quit on relationships without being bothered by faith-based principles, community, or family. Spiritual faith teaches and requires adherence to practice tolerance, temperance, and forgiveness. In contrast, those who follow a materialistic lifestyle do things because it feels good. Once the Chinese Communist Party took over China and majority Chinese started following atheistic ideology with an extra-large appetite for wealth creation formed from CCP indoctrination, the Chinese characteristic changed. Traditions and norms followed in society, households, and by individuals transformed. People turned apathetic to spiritual refinement, encouraged in Chinese traditions, and started looking externally for fulfillment. CCP encouraged the pursuit of wealth so that traditional values will be discarded further. All these changes culminates in today's China, where the culture is lost, traditions defiled, and individual principles thrown to the wind. The consumerist-led rat race devours society, resulting in increasing numbers of broken homes and unhappy marriages. Do you see a link between love and money? Do you think money has the ability to change a person's character? Share your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to watch more videos on China and its growing impact on the world, its freedoms and culture. Hit the notification bell and be sure to share our news content on social media for a better informed network. Until the next time, be well.